Hello everyone, I'm Devon Coombs, and today I'm going to talk to you about how the simple choice of buying something like a latte a day could really add up to being almost $400,000 in your retirement. And I'm going to go through all the math for you to make it really simple. And so just to help you be more self-aware with your purchasing and the impact it has on your retirement and your future. So first I'd like to point you to, on this page, you can see here that a flat white at Starbucks now runs $5.81. This is the average for America for a medium. I was just checking in San Jose, a latte is costing you as much as $6 to $7. And so let's just start with our calculation to be fair. Let's just say a latte is going to cost you $5. We'll start with that as our source for the calculation. And it's important to remember, everybody, that this is before tax and tip. So what I would do is I would then add about 10% for tax. And that depends on where you live, but in California here, some counties have more than 10% tax. And then I'd add another 10% for tip. And so you're talking about an extra dollar. So if we're saying $5, that would be $6 total for your latte after tax and tip. So after thinking about that, a lot of people forget that that $6 is after your tax. So you get that $6 from your earnings after you pay income taxes. And so I dug into what the average salary in California is, just for example, which is about $63,486 a year. And then I dug into the taxes at that rate. And so the taxes federally, you can see here, are going to be 22%. And so you're going to have a 22% flat tax from the federal government, but then you're also going to get an 8% tax from California state government. And that's going to differ depending on each state. But just to be conservative, depending on your income level, I'm saying you're going to pay about 30% in taxes on the earnings in order to buy that cup of coffee. And so remember, that's a $6 cup of coffee. How much earnings would you need to make in order to pay for that $6 cup of coffee? Well, so your 6 divided by the reciprocal of that, the 0.7, you're going to pay about $8.60 for the cup of coffee. Let's round it out to an even $9. So let's say that's $9 for a cup of coffee. So you'd have to earn $9 to buy that one latte after tax, tip, and your income taxes. And that's not even including anything like your commute time to go get the coffee, your gas to get the coffee, any delivery fees, etc. So you have to make that $9. Now, let's say you multiply that $9 by 365 days in the year. You're talking about $3,000 in cost for your coffee. So that's $3,285. We can call that just $3,000 even, right? So let's just call that $3,000 even, because let's say some days you don't buy the coffee. And this is just for you. So if we take that $3,000 and then we multiply that by 30 years, you're going to get $90,000. So in 30 years, let's say you plan on working for 30 years, like a lot of people do, that's going to cost you $90,000 in totality in order to buy that cup of coffee. But let's go a step further, right? So what the future value of an annuity calculator does is it takes the flat payment. So we're saying the $9 a day. It's taking that flat payment over that those period of years and saying what would happen if we invested it at a specific rate. And so we will take the 30 years and we will say, let's take the average S&P 500 as the rate of return. And so if we look for it, as of March 22nd, it was about 10%. And if you're looking at different time horizons, like 20, 30, 40, 50 years, you're going to get fluctuations in that amount. But you can say anywhere between 6 and 10% when you read through this article. And so I'll use an 8%, an 8 or 9% to be safe, and we can play around with that in our calculator. So let's plug some of the numbers we know off the top of our heads into this calculator. So this calculator is saying that for 30 years, if we have an average return of 9%, so I was taking that 9% from around the average return from the S&P 500, and so we're making that $3,000 in lattes expenses every single year for 30 years. What would that look like in the future if we were to invest that money at a 9% return? And that would be $408,922.62. So something as simple as saving that $9 a day and putting in the S&P 500, you're going to have an extra $400,000 or more when you retire if you get that rate of return. So if I was to leave you with one big word of encouragement for the day, is to just be a little more self-conscious around your spending, especially when it's discretionary, highly frequent costs. So something like a latte a day, you could cut back. You could maybe make that at home and change that to $2. You could save quite a lot of money if you were to invest that daily over the rest of your working career. And so just something to think about. I think this could be really helpful in being more self-aware. Please subscribe if you want more tips. And other than that, have a great day and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.